How you doing? RussellTrueResults303.com. Check out the website. Link in the description box. Mind, body, spirit, fitness. Putting the healing back in health. Coming at you today with a relationship video. And why there are no more good men out there. Or for the ladies, why there are no more, or for the men, there are no more good women out there. And this is a difficult thing. And as I was thinking about it, it's going to be tricky and difficult, but sorry, someone was texting me. But what can we do to overcome this, right? To find that right person for you. Now, unfortunately, ladies, this is going to be for the ladies. Ladies, you're putting these men in the friend zone, right? That's the main thing. The main issue is you're putting these men in the friend zone. And the major thing is when you find your spouse, isn't it about finding someone that you can be best friends with? Someone that you can confide in and share everything with, right? Isn't that what everybody wants? I would assume that's what I want. So why are you already confiding in this other male? And then all of a sudden you get a man and then he's upset, you're like, well, he's my friend. Don't, whatever. We've been friends forever. Da, 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 da. And then you wonder why the man gets upset. It's not jealousy of you're hanging out with another man. It could be, but maybe it's jealousy because you are no longer confiding in your man. You're most likely telling that guy things that you're not telling your actual boyfriend that you're dating, your husband, right? And once again, that's a sense of emotional cheating, right? I have a whole video on emotional cheating. Check that out. If I remember, I'll put it in the description box. But isn't that true? So why are you already confiding in this other man? Now, we're not saying you can never hang out with other men, but once you're married, you have already given yourself in a new commitment, if you're Catholic, a sacramental vow to God that this is the person that you're going to be with forever. This is the person. So now, unfortunately, you are deciding to combine with, and grow with this man, and you've chosen this man. So now you must grow together. And unfortunately, in my opinion, hey, I don't have friends that are girls anyways, so I don't ever have to worry about this thing, So the major thing is you must now be willing to grow together and realize that, hey, what does the Bible say? When I was a child, I spoke as a child, I thought as a child, da-da-da-da, right? Same thing comes with your relationships. Now that you're in a serious relationship, you must do things that benefit the serious relationship, all right? Next thing is I thought was an interesting concept, and it was talking about dating back in like the 50s and 60s, right? Long time ago, like our grandparents used to date. Now, of course, we all know that the grandparents were getting married a lot younger, right? They were in their 18s or their teens, early 20s. They were getting married. Some of them were most likely marrying their high school sweetheart. But once again, I heard this concept. I thought I liked it. We think we're so mature nowadays, and it's like, well, not really. Just technology is really advanced, so I can Google anything at any time. And it's funny how I can find the answer to any question, but unfortunately I need my phone because I can never remember the question or the answer anyways, right? So personally, I think this is what was brought up in the talk, that our grandparents were more mature than us. And why? This is when people were getting drafted, right? A lot of people fall away from God because they say they go into the army and they see all this horror and everything over there. But imagine then, back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, we were more united as a country, right? You had more valuable relationships versus now you just have 1 million Facebook friends and we think, we're so popular, but we don't have any real relationships with people around us. You can see it when we sit at tables with our own family going to dinner, and now Chili's, they even have a tablet right there, so you don't even have to talk to your kids. You just slide a tablet in front of them and you just let them play games. You don't even talk to them, and then we wonder why our children are so immature and they don't even know anything, right? And they're so lost and misguided. But I'm off topic there. But anyways, from what I heard, is dating back in the day. Now, once again, people, this is where we have to have a conversation with our grandparents. Who would have thought talking with your grandparents is going to bring valuable wisdom, right? You just see them as crazy old people. But they said back then it was they, when they were younger, teenage years, to them, dating meant you go on a date with one guy, kind of get to know him, boom, you jump to the next guy. You know, it wasn't we date for a week, we sleep with them, and then, oh, we don't like it, we test drive it, and then we go over here, we test drive that guy, then we go over here, we test drive that guy. They went out, they went out for pizza, whatever the case was, and then, oh, hey, well, it was nice to meet you, blah, 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 talk to you at school, go to the next one, right? Have one date with that guy, go to the next one. And then, of course, they would still talk to each other in group settings at school, church, wherever they were, but it wasn't consistently, oh, dating him meant I had to hang out with him for a month straight, all alone in a room and sleep with him. It was, no, hey, get to know him kind of alone one night, see what it's like, you know, going to the ice cream parlor, whatever they did back then, and then on to talk to a new guy, you know, an actual dating, just getting to know him. And then the next thing was they always made sure that they were in group environments. For us, it's like, oh my goodness, you know, oh, I want to date this chick, I need to be one-on-one with her as often as possible. Once again, that's going to lead to bad decisions, right? That means you might slip up and end up sleeping with this person, catching feelings that you didn't need to be involved in the first place, right? Hey, how's it going, guys? You liking the videos? Good. I'm glad you are. I'm editing some new ones for you right now. Just wanted to remind you, though, don't forget to visit TrueResults303.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Visit the free gifts. We got to get, you know, a download on setting goals, nutrition, supplementation, exercise warm-up. I think I might even have a food journal. I'm going to check that right now. If I don't, I'm going to make one and put it on there. So, subscribe to the channel. Share and like these videos with people you know, alright? Later. So, and then next was, this is the one I thought was great. Nobody ever wants to bring a female or a male, your boyfriend or girlfriend, the person you're dating, home to the family. Oh, well, I don't know who he is. I don't know. Or you don't want to go visit his family. I've always been guilty of this as well. I actually dated a girl where I went over one time and I met like her uncle and her dad. Well, I knew her dad the whole time because I'd go over there and have dinner with him. But I met her uncle. And I went over there for a Super Bowl party. And I only knew her father, and her stepmother, and her uncle. And her father, I couldn't find him. I couldn't find stepmom. And I just walked straight up to her uncle. Hey, man, da-da-da-da-da. And then 10 minutes into the party, she pulls me aside. And she was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm chatting with your uncle. And I guess that's his wife. And that's the friends from work. And she's like, but you don't even know him. It's like, well, I know. I met him once. I'm not going to stand in the corner at your party and just look like the weird stranger in the corner. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, you know, once again, that should be one of the first things you do. Introduce him to your family. Go visit his family, right? They say the best way to tell how a woman's going to treat a man, if you're her boyfriend, you're her number one priority, supposedly, right? Well, that means her previous number one priority was her father, right? Or her stepdad or whoever, or her brother, whatever the case may be. How is she treating that person? If all they do when you're over there for the first date, the second date, is she just sits there and yells at her father, where do you think that anger is going to be directed at next? You. Same thing with a woman. If you go over to their house and you know, man, you're going over to your girlfriend's house, the person you're trying to date, and female, and the man treats his mother that way, how are you going to expect him to treat you any different, right? So once again, I think that's very valuable. Then you truly get to see the way that this man interacts with family. If this is a man that you want to have a family with, how does he act with his own personal family? When they go there, are they yelling and fighting at each other and ignoring each other and they don't like each other? You know, that's going to be the true test of man, because once you get together, most of these guys or these girls are just spitting game, right? They're just trying to get in your pants, get whatever they can, and then leave. And then you wonder why you're heartbroken and you're upset and whatever craziness happened. So the best way to get to know somebody is get them in a group setting. Don't go for this one-on-one. That's where, you know, the lies are really going to be brought up. Because for me, if I'm in a group setting with my best friend sitting next to me and he's talking to a girl and I hear him, and I'm different, because I've always told my friends, you know, if I'm around a girl, you know, if you ever see me slip up and do something stupid, you tell my girlfriend. I don't really care. You know, I want you to hold me accountable. It's an accountability partner thing. Now, of course, once again, once you get these men around their friends, these women around their friends might be the type of people that are going to feed off of that. And they're going to be like, yeah, we just want you to sleep with her tonight, da 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 da. So, well, once again, what kind of character do these men have, these women have? You know right off of the bat, but you lied to yourself. Maybe you're on this concept of I can save him, I can do that. No, you know what? No woman ever saved me. Actually, she did. She broke my heart, and then I decided to get my act together. And then from there, I came to here, right? She didn't save me by dating me. She saved me by breaking my heart. And then I decided that I was going to get myself together and work on me. Because once you realize it, if you break up with someone and you're that heartbroken, then you have more issues than you could ever imagine, right? So there are good men out there. You know, don't go... Get yourself out of one-on-one settings, get in group settings, family settings, and women, don't worry about these men that pursue you. Find yourself first, and then you know what you want. That's another reason why you can't find these good men and you're in horrible relationships, men or women. You don't know yourself. You don't know what you want. And if you don't, like they always say, if you don't have that inner peace, no one else is going to give you peace. If you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror and you're disgusted with the person that you see, hey, when you go home, you're all alone, right? Even if you're dating the guy and you're cohabitating, right? You're still going to wake up at 4 in the morning when he's not there to go to the restroom, and you're going to have to look in the mirror while you're washing your hands and be like, oh, look at that person. So, I hope that helps. Figure it out. Why is dating so hard? Use some of these concepts. Right? I think that'll help. That's what I'm going to name the video. Why dating is so difficult. And this is why. You're putting yourself in bad situations. Right? If you know you're a very emotionally attached person, you shouldn't put yourself in an intimate one-on-one situation with somebody. Right? That's like telling an alcoholic to go to a store, a porn addict to go to a porn shop. You don't do these things. Right? You have to get things under control before you can put yourself in an environment like that, right? So I hope that helps. Take this into consideration. Watch it twice. Watch it 3 times. Take some notes. Whatever you need to do to ensure that you are on the right path for dating, for finding Mr. or Mrs. Right. So I hope that helps. Subscribe to the channel. Share and like these videos.